How you doing? This is Jazz from the Oldfashion Health Network, Good Health Inside and Out, and this is the fitness show. Today I'm at Ace Your Waist at 4200 Highlands Parkway, Suite B. Now today what I want to do is show you how to do a proper push-up. Two reasons I like push-ups. One, it's a no excuse movement, meaning you don't need any equipment, all you need is your body weight. Two, it's not an isolation movement. It's going to work your chest, your triceps, your shoulders, and your core muscles, right? So before I show you the proper way to do one, I'm going to show you some mistakes that we've all seen and that we've been guilty of when trying to perform a push-up, right? So I'm going to go through a couple things to look out for when you're trying to do push-ups, and then I'm going to show you a couple variations as well. All right, let's go. All right, so the first thing I want to show you when you go into the gym, a lot of people do this. This is like one of the most irritates me is the hand placement, right? We're going to go down the body and try to see what kind of corrections we can make, right? So the first one is going to be hand placement. You want to be aware of your shoulder line. A lot of times you see people do push-ups and they're doing them like this, and this, you can see my hands are above my shoulder line. At this point, it's a whole different movement, right? That's not what you want to do. You want to make sure that your hands are below your shoulder line. So you're right here, right? It's below my shoulder line. And at the same time, you'll see people not only do it above their shoulder line, but their elbows will be flared out. So they're doing this. You don't want to do that. That's a recipe for injury, right? So you want to make sure you have your hands below your shoulder line, your elbows. And I'm going to turn around so you can see the correct way how your elbows should be. This is not how your elbows should be. This is good, this is better, right? You want your elbows to be tucked in and your hands to be below your shoulder line, right? So that's number one. Going down the body, now we have our hips. You'll have people that'll have sagging hips, straight, and then you have them way up. Now, of course, you don't want anything that has to do with a sagging hip. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on your spine. Now, there's two schools of thoughts on the other two ways. One is to have a straight line, and some people, if you even Google it, they'll say have a natural curvature in your back. Personally, I believe you should have a straight line because it's going to help you engage your core a little more. It's going to force you to do that. So if anything, do not sag your hips, right? So we got our hand placement below our line, below our shoulder line, right? And we have our hips. Straight line, right? That's what we want. Going down the line, our foot placement, right? Now your feet should not have a dramatic angle to it like this. Shouldn't be like this either. You should be on top of your tippy toes as much as possible, where that your back, the bottom of your foot is almost parallel to the wall behind you, right? So you're gonna be right on top as much as possible. You have your shoulder line, your hands below your shoulder line, your hips are straight, and you're doing the push-up. That's what we want. And they say, well, how far should I go down? You should go down to as far as you can with your chest. That should be the part, if anything hits the floor, it's gonna be your chest. Almost an inch or a couple millimeters to the floor. That's where you wanna go, right? So again, we got our hands below our shoulder line, elbows tucked in, straight, boom. This is our push-up. That's your proper way to do a push-up. So the two things I see most often is where you have the hands are above the shoulder line and you have your elbows flared out. Now say it's a body weight exercise, you don't need equipment, but say you can't lift your body weight. So what I'm gonna go into next is a couple of different variations from assisted to even more advanced push-ups, all right? Alright, so there you have it. I showed you different variations of push-ups. I showed you some mistakes to look out for, and I also showed you correct, proper form to do a push-up. Alright, this is Jazz for the Fitness Show. Check me out at Maine_motivation, MANE_motivation, and always stay tuned in to oldfashionhealth.com.